Well, ladies and gentlemen, seeing the fact that the even flow of traffic is starting to smooth on out so we can make our way out of here for next week's set of shows, we might as well bring MusicVillage for this week to an emphatic close. But if you missed anything for this week's edition of the show, folks, don't worry, we got you covered. Because you can catch this show again one more time, all the time, on our SoundCloud, Facebook, or even Tumblr pages, now named the same, only known as MusicVillage Radio under the hashtag MusicVillage286. And something I realized while editing the show, 286 for MusicVillage, 268 for the Tuesday night special, probably the reasons why in the world I got the numbers confused and I'm gonna have to fix by the end of this night. And if you guys want to figure out other crazy and zany things that we still got prepared for this month of instant classicness, like a set of alphanumerical confusing numbers that'll keep me up for the basic portions of the night, you can go ahead and check it out on our YouTube/Twitter pages, still named the same, only known as TOO Agent 012. And before we head out for the night, we would like to thank, as always, you the fans out there for listening into another hour-saving instant classic edition of MusicVillage. And if you guys and girls out there like what you heard, go out there and spread the word. You know what? Like that one opening theme for the Cosby Show. Yeah, PR department knows where I'm going with this one, and they're wearing those cool white shoes that Bill Cosby wore during the show. Where'd you get one of those? I've been looking for those for the longest amount of time. Oh, you'll tell me after the show. Right. And we would also like to thank you, the independent artists out there, for doing that musical goodness like you always do. And keep up the great work, guys, because I got a feeling we can have you featured during an intro of a classic show as well, playing cool jazz elevator music like only you could. Or a cool version of any type of musical type that you could play. Spread the wealth and the good joy of the music for this week. And speaking of spreading the musical joy for this week, folks, we would like to thank our musical guest for this week, none other than Tekno AXE with his songs, Piccolo and the Cane, The Way I Walk, When the Music Comes Around, The Melody Man, and last but not least, the song you're listening to right now of Mysterious Cat that was all featured throughout not only the intro, the video game stories, the up to speed, and the outro for this week's edition of MusicVillage. And as always, Tekno AXE, keep up the great work, and we will give you individual credit for each one of these songs on YouTube and on SoundCloud if it has enough space. Just giving you a heads up. And finally, last but not least, we would like to thank you, the independent gamers out there, for coming out with all those sweet games that we had a chance to mention during this week's show. And as always, keep up the great work, because who knows? For a work in progress this weekend, we may feature your games during that too. So keep them coming, because we need those games for these shows. We really do. And I guess with everybody thanked, you guys out there know how we go out. I'm DJ Smokey on behalf of the Maestro saying, best elevator music I ever heard. Woo! But most importantly, when there's smoke, there's fire. And we'll see you guys next week for a pre-birthday celebration for my sister edition of MusicVillage. But until then, good night, everybody.